Okay, so we've got another shop, and this is a snack table, and we've got product ID, the name of the product, we've got type. Now, this is going to be important, so they come in single, multi, and family bags, and I'm just highlighting that because I know that that is important later in the question. The weight, the price, and the stock. So, I'm going to be using some of these fields, I'm not necessarily going to be using all of them in the questions. So it says design a query to display the most expensive multi-bag and family bag as shown below. So like we know that there was that type, there's no single, so it's just multi-bag and family bag. That's going to go in my search criteria. And then the most expensive one, so what function am I using to find the most expensive? If I start off with my fields and calculations, well, where I'm getting that is what's going in here, right, in this top row. So it's going to have type, and then most expensive item, but to work out most expensive item I need to use a function, so max price as most expensive item, and I'll put square brackets around that. Search criteria, so we only want multi-bag or family bag. There's two ways I could work this out. I could say type equals first one, or type equals the second one. They've also got something in common, so they've both got the word bag, and the only other value in the table was single, which doesn't have bag in it. So I could also have done that with a wildcard, and either approach would work. So you could have said in there type like bag, and that would work as well. Grouping, well, we've not got just one value overall that's the most expensive price. We've got the most expensive for each of these, so there must be grouping, so it's being grouped by type. And the other way that I can tell that is there has to be grouping because we're using a function for the second column, and that wouldn't work. I've got something in here that's not a function, so therefore it would have to be grouped. Last one is sort order, and there is no sort order here. There's only two things, you couldn't really sort them, and we're not told what order they'll be sorted in, so it's not really meaningful. Like, that could just be coincidence that that's in order of price, so there isn't any sort order. Manager wants to half the price of all the products with stock levels of more than 500. So we've to write SQL that's going to do that. Now, I quite like this question because it's an update. So we've got update, set, and where. And actually just remembering the syntax from National 5 is probably half the battle. So update the name of the table. The table is called snack. What are we setting? So the value that we're setting is to half the price. So set price equals, and then whatever calculation you do, you could say price divided by 2, or you can multiply it by 0.5, either one would work, where, well, it's stock levels of more than 500, so stock is more than 500. So it's quite an easy question in a way for hire. The only real kind of higher concept that's coming in there is that you're doing the calculation, and then you're getting marks for the getting the where right and the syntax overall. Now we've got a query that's been written to display the total amount of stock for each type of snack. The query, the expected ordered output, so that word there, ordered, is important. Although I think in the context of a shop it's possibly a little bit misleading because it might sound like you've ordered some snacks. And that's shown below. So we've got multi-bag, single, family bag, and then the total stock. So here's the SQL, they tested it and it doesn't match the expected output. And oh look, they've done this thing, they've done a few questions because they put the wrong function. Count would tell you how many different things there were in each one. We want to add up the total stock, so the stock of one product and the stock of the next product and the stock of the next product. So that should be sum. That's one thing that's wrong with it. Now, if I highlighted there, it's ordered output. So this is meant to be sorted. And if we look at it, what order is it sorted in? Well, it's maybe not immediately obvious, but it's in descending order of the stock. And if you looked at it for a few minutes, you would eventually see that. So the stock is the highest number up here, the lowest number up here. So that would be order by. So order by some stock descending. And then what else is wrong with it? Well, maybe that one isn't as immediately obvious, but it's actually not a difficult thing to do. If we look at the from snack, that must be right because we've only got one table. Group by type, that must be right. So my problem must be in the first row. So we already know it's the wrong function. We've got type and then total stock. There is no total stock here, so we're missing the alias. So I need as total stock. Now, I didn't write it in the box there because the box was quite small and I didn't think I would have space to rewrite it all. But obviously you would be doing that in the real exam. Write the SQL statement to remove all records. So this is another good one because you've been doing so many select queries, practicing all these new higher concepts like calculations, that sometimes you forget how to do the basics for Nat 5. So we're going to remove something. We're going to use delete from. And then really important that you remember to put a where, because if you don't put that, you're going to delete all the records. So delete from, name of the table, so it must be delete from snack. It's the only thing it could possibly be. So it's where they include salt in any part of the name. So it's not where the name equals salt, it's where the name has got salt in it. So that's a wildcard. Now you could use the star symbols there, or you could be using the Microsoft Access one with %. It doesn't matter so long as you're consistent. So where name like and salt. And I'm just using the percentage sign because I think it's easier to see than putting a star next to the speech marks. So where name like salt, like is important because that's a kind of common syntax thing that people mess that up and put in equals and don't really think about it. And they do the complicated bit with the wildcard and then they lose a mark for syntax.